We welcome you to Valero North Rock. A capacity crowd is here in Wichita, Kansas for the PBA Players Championship presented by Snickers. It's the kickoff to the PBA Tour on Fox 2024. Over 60 hours of competition, 8 telecasts on Fox this season. The first one today. Our first major championship is a step ladder bracket. Chris Vai and Ryan Barnes will kick us off. Nate Stubler, the second-year pro, is waiting. And then the veterans in the wings, Bill O'Neill and Tom Smallwood, the top seed, seeking his third major title. Here we go. Match number 1, this step ladder. It's Ryan Barnes against Chris Vai, a past U.S. Open champion.
Yeah, I mean, hold on to your hats. This is going to be loud, fun, and fast.
A two-time member of Junior Team USA and a member of the 2023 National Champion Wichita State Shockers, Ryan Barnes.
21 years of age, as Kimberly has brought up the son of 2 pros, Chris and Linda. Chris in tears earlier this week when he found out and saw that his son was going to be competing for the Players' Championship. What a start.
A 6-time member of Team USA and the 2021 United States Open champion, Chris Vai.
Chris could barely get those sleeves over those biceps. Dude's jacked. But I'm really digging the shirt.
We asked him what's worked this week. He said, I've just been quicker, more decisive. Chris Vai seeking his second major title. Chris's home lanes, Holiday Lanes in Columbus, Ohio.
Uh-oh. Look, just a pinch fast on that shot. Both players starting out with urethane on this pattern. We saw a lot of urethane go down the lanes on this 38-foot Wayne Webb pattern. Both players using the IQ 78.
Randy, Chris has been in 15 telecasts in his career. He's got the 1 title. What's the key for him to break through?
Just keep doing what you're doing. Eventually, you're gonna have to win again. He's just too good. But maybe sometimes his strategy needs to change. Maybe there's just a key moment where he has to make a better shot. Maybe a little bit of luck. But talent-wise, he's got all that. And now he has the experience. So he's positioned himself very well to win again.
What do you see in this 21-year-old kid's talent?
It looks like a mini-me of Chris Barnes. There you see his arsenal. He's using IQ 78U, urethane.
What a start.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only does he look a lot like his father, Chris, his mannerisms are the same. I mean, it's like looking at Chris Barnes. We take a look at the Wayne Webb 38-foot oil pattern. You can see that the players are going to play pretty close to that track and pretty straight with urethane. It actually made the pattern play the easiest. The farther or the closer they could get to the friction, the better. When they moved in with reactive, it just didn't look good. It was inconsistent. Scoring pace was high this week.
That's today's Brunswick oil pattern. And yes, Ryan faced his pops. His dad, Chris, beat him by 2. Ryan Barnes starting with a turkey.
Look how straight he's going, too. If you look at these numbers on strike track. What a great start. Up the back, you can see the oil rings on that urethane ball, keeping it right in front of him and doing what Ryan really likes to do, and that's direct with pretty good pace.
Vai off a spare. Chris Vai strikes.
It's so crazy watching the ball reactions early on. Reminds me a lot of what bowling was like back in the 80s with urethane bowling balls, except now the urethane equipment's so much more different. But in terms of ball reaction, it's very similar. However, The big change is the amount of oil that's been put down on the lanes now versus back then.
It will be interesting to see who ends up winning this, and then in our next matchup, the lone lefty here, Nate Stubler, is the 3.
IQ Tour 78U for Chris Vi as well.
Vi is sizzling. Barnes hasn't missed. Ryan Barnes of Erica. Learn his name.
He's bowled some big-time competition before, but nothing close to this.
He was a high school basketball star.
Yeah.
29 points, his career high.
We asked him, hey, what's the most points you scored in a game? He said, I think 29.
And when COVID hit, there was nothing open.
Yeah.
So he went to his dad, Chris, and said, you know what? The only thing that's open is a bowling alley.
Yeah, Dad said, hey, let's go bowl.
Ended up being the best thing that could have happened to this kid. Went from casually doing it to competing, and now being in a major championship. At 21 years old, he hasn't missed.
You can see the fire and intensity of young Ryan Barnes, same as his father. Rev rate is way up there, approaching almost 580. He is just absolutely pounding on it.
This crowd loves it. Vi joked with us yesterday. He goes, yeah, I'll have more fans here.
Yeah.
I'll be the hometown favorite.
Mm-hmm.
His mother is here.
Yes, and she brought cookies, as she always does, and they're delicious.
That is a PBA Tour tradition, for those who don't know. We got a battle.
You know, this guy just kind of quietly goes about his business. I mean, he's just a giant stud of a man. Great shape, works out 4 to 5 times a week, and just so unassuming, and just goes about his business quietly and just lets his bowling ball do the talking. Chris playing this left lane 1 board tighter than the right lane. So he's 1 board to the right. He's got to watch his speed on that lane because of that.
Christopher.
First blink, really, in what has been 2 stars going at it.
Well, here's a leave that you have to pay a lot of respect to, the bucket.
Cleans it up.
Wow, that was perfect.
And the resilience of a Hall of Famer's son, to which when mom, Linda, a USBC Hall of Famer, was asked, where does Ryan get all that cold-blooded nature from? Linda said, me, of course.
Well, and I think Chris's response was, thank God.
How good has this kid been thus far?
Thus far, very impressive.
Make it 6!
Posting up beautifully. Now, here's the difference right now in the match. You've seen Chris Vi go light a couple of times on that left lane. Ryan Barnes is actually playing the left lane 2 boards to the right of where Chris Vi is. He's more up the back, a little more speed, and he's really jamming it on that left lane. And that's why he's perfect through 6 frames.
The benefits of calling this your home. He knows his place.
He's got schematics for every lane in the building. You know, this is a kid that averaged 196 just a few years ago, and this past year he averaged 239. But it came at a price. This kid spent hours upon hours in the center, 20 to 25 games of practice a day.
And helped lead Wichita State to their 13th national title this past year. Ryan is doing something special to start the players.
I'm not going to say the number, but is it possible this kid shoots the number? I mean, He's got the front 7, but I'm not going to say the number. I'm not going to be the guy that jinxes him.
No. You would never be that guy. So, to flip the script, how does Chris Vi respond?
We're going to find out.
Quite well.
Yeah, I mean, that lane's not the problem for Chris. It's the left lane. So we'll see if he makes an adjustment and maybe move right and try to get a little more in front of it, more up the back and jam it on that left lane instead of trying to shape it a little bit.
Why is the left such an issue?
It's just an issue for him, and it's because of the way he's played the lanes all week.
Think about that. He's been right on the altar in these majors. He has been in position. One major title at United States Open 3 years ago. He believes he's got the tools to make a run here. It's a 10.
Well, he had a good one.
Chris is the only player in PBA Tour history to bowl multiple televised 300 games in the same season. Cleans that up. But right now he's fighting the uphill battle because the 21-year-old Ryan Barnes has been unstoppable. Folks, you see the number under the max on your screen, and that's all you need to see.
And now I think you have a little bit better understanding of how hard it is to win out on this tour. I mean, look what his opponent's doing. It's not like Chris is bowling awful.
He's been nails, and now he's got 8. Oh boy, what a start to the year of PBA on Fox. If any player bowls a 300 game today on Fox, everyone who pre-registers at GoBowling.com will receive a free game of bowling courtesy of Go Bowling. You could hear a pin drop in here because the hometown kid, this is just the first matchup in this stepladder championship. And that's the end of the perfect run.
Looked like he got slow and kind of grabbed onto it a little bit at the bottom of the swing, but I got to be honest with you, that might be the best thing that could have happened to him. Because bowling 300, trying to come down off of that cloud and get ready for your next match, hard to do.
Have you seen that before?
Yes. More than once.
And cleans it up.
I've actually starred in that movie.
Oh, you have to love the camaraderie there between the two. That's serious sportsmanship from Chris Vi. Talked about using the same ball for all 24 games.
You're talking 24 games of match play.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Earlier this week.
48 games total.
That would have been pretty good. Might have been able to keep up with you. It's pretty nice.
It's a good thing they're not going to have to arm wrestle after this.
Well, he just has such a, and you've talked about this, such a mindset about him, such a consistency, as reflected by using the same ball for 24 of the 48 games. He believes in that process, and that process results in back-to-back strikes.
Lives fairly close to North Rock. Great guy, too.
The Stars out in Wichita.
Oh, man. Well, it's not going to be the last time we see Chris Vi, that's for sure. And I think, again, you've got to watch this left lane because it's starting to get real slick down lane.
And he'll still take $25,000 home.
Good
Top
start.
prize.
Good start for 2024 for Chris Vi, wouldn't you say?
You bet. He just remains in the picture between 2020 and 2021. He made 5 of 7 major championship finals, but this kid is rolling on. Ryan Barnes.
Look what else Ryan just did. He went to reactive. The game's over. He wants to change to a different bowling ball to see what his options are moving forward. Just a veteran move.
And there's the man waiting for him, Nate Stubler. In his second year as a pro, he's 25. He's got a chip on his shoulder that we're going to talk about.
Wow. Well, first game under the belt of young Ryan Barnes, and it was spectacular. What a start.
Do you think he's a Hall of Famer, son?
Yeah.
on, baby. Come on.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Game 1, baby. Come on. That's what Ryan Barnes says. He's moving on. And that's classy from his dad, Chris, with Chris Vi. Ryan Barnes is moving on. The 21-year-old college senior. Could he win $100,000? He's alive. Nate Stubler, the second-year pro on the hunt for his first major, is ahead. Bill O'Neill and Tom Smallwood are also waiting. We meet Nate Stubler, the pride of LaSalle, Illinois, next as he goes up against Barnes.